Well, yeah, 1987, I'd coached against him when he was at the Dragons, but 87, the Super League year came around and he signed up with Super League. The Dragons didn't, but he did. Gordon Tallis said the same. And he was going to Canterbury. But I got a phone call out of the blue and he just said, I don't want to go to Canterbury, I want to come to Brisbane. And I said, well, I want to have you in Brisbane. So it was quite a turbulent couple of weeks because no one wanted him to come to Brisbane. We had a pretty strong team and no one wanted him there, and Canterbury wanted him desperately, but he just didn't want to be there. So at the end of the day, they'd signed the contracts and he was told he could go to any club he wanted to go to, and he finally turned up in Brisbane and we had a great season. We won the Super League Premiership, we won the World Club Championship as well, which was played between all the UK and ourselves, and he played a number of positions for us because they had Kevin Walters at 5'8" and Alf at halfback. So that wasn't going to really change, and he knew that, but he played centre, he played lock for us, and he made a wonderful contribution.
Do you know what it was about coming to the Broncos? Was it playing under you? Was it maybe getting out of Sydney?
He was mates with Gordon, and I think when we had a wonderful team, and look, if you could have got to play in it, you'd want to play in it, and because he had the confidence to know that I'd find a place for him somewhere, and I did in the centres. And he played 5'8" when Kevin wasn't available or whatever, and he played lock sometimes because he's a footballer. He could play any position you want him to play.
When did you first sort of hear about Mundine coming through? Guys have sort of said, they're fleeing.
Well, I heard about himself giving him a rap. That's the first time I heard about him. But after that, I followed his career with interest, and he just picked up along the way.
There's a story, I actually gave you a call a few years ago where you were coaching a footy team, and Chock came through and bought boots for the...
Yeah. No, I had 10 Indigenous girls that came from the bush and played down in the northern beaches, and I was coaching, and the girls needed boots and sneakers, and I rang Chock. I said, do you know anyone who can sponsor these girls? And he went, no. But I'll sponsor them, right? Don't worry about anyone else, I'll come and sponsor them. So he drove down to Manly, we went to the Ringa Mall, went into Rebel, he bought them more shoes, bought them more sneakers and boots. And all he wanted was just a photo, because he wanted to give back to his people. And not only his people, just give back to the community, because that's the type of person he is.
Yeah, I suppose that's, like everyone here, I think, is saying that they've got a similar story about Mundine that probably doesn't get play in the media as much.
No, it doesn't. Chock away from the cameras is completely different to the Chock that you see every day. The cameras, the media bag him a bit, but people love him, hate him, but they still pay to go watch him. At the end of the day, he says some stuff, and he says it, but he's a showman. People get offside with him, but they still pay to go watch him. At the end of the day, all that goes in his pocket. So he's a smart one when you think about it.
Knowing him, on a personal level, do you ever get sort of angry or worked up about some of the headlines and the comments you see about him in the press?
Yeah, I do. Because it's just like when I get there's a lot of headlines in there, but people don't know who you are as a person. And Chock, as I said, away from the cameras, is a completely different person. People don't know that until they meet him in person. They come on and go, damn. He's such a nice bloke, Dan Mundine, completely different when he's in front of the cameras. That's the person he is. He's a sportsman and he's a showman, and people pay to go watch him fight.